going on? Checking my camera view. Trying out a different camera today, different phone. I want to see if this is gonna work. I think it will. Trying to make sure you can see everything. I might cut at the beginning of that, but to be honest, I just want to.
With Hotels.com, members save up 20% with that.
Whoops. I was thinking about putting some background music on, but if you're trying to pay attention, I hope it doesn't mess you up. After you get the basics, you'll probably want to mute me and just watch how it's done, I guess. Hopefully this comes out good. I don't really have too many comments. I don't have any, but so I can't really get too much criticism until after the fact that this is going to be taken off and somebody needs help. So it looks like my swelling right here is not the best. It's not the worst. My swelling on my ankle is pretty bad today, so I've been trying to get ready for surgery, and yeah, I might be overdoing it. I'll take a picture so I can put it in comments or something. When you're starting out cleaning your external fixator, you want to make sure you have clean hands, some nice pair of clean gloves. I like the nitrile, but I'm using these clear ones right now. I'll grab the nitrile for the next session of this, meaning tomorrow. To clean the pin sites, I use iodine swabs. It's going to get pretty repetitive just because it's the same thing over and over again, which is nice because you're going to have to get used to doing it. I like to make sure it's all the way around. Go up the pin site, maybe an inch or so. And if you're using bacitracin and saline, I try to make sure I'm using the same Q-tip or swab. I'm not using bacitracin today, but if I was and I was using Q-tips, I would use the wrapper that's sanitary or sterile, same thing, I think. Or I would use the inside of it to put the bacitracin on. Just rip little pieces off and then put a little dab on there. Super small. Probably like the size of, let me think, maybe the size of your pinky nail on your toe. Depending how small your pinky toe is, the nail. Right on. And if you have any crusties or anything building up on your pin site, just make sure to not rip your skin or anything, but try to break it free, get it off. And if you have these ones, this is the part I would rip right there and just take little pieces off. That way you can use it multiple times and not mix up your swab with the wrong pin. You don't want to You don't want to use the swabs on different pin sites because you can spread infection. And at this moment in time, I don't know what's going on with the bottom of my leg. I've been overdoing some of my exercises that I started. I don't think I overdid it, but I could have did something that made it swell up a little bit more than normal. If I'm using these, they're gonna have you use saline, but I've found it successful to just dip it into the excess iodine and make sure it's covered. It's just like the swab. These ones are a little bit more solid than those, but I feel more comfortable using some iodine instead. I'll do another video with the bacid tracing before I get this off, just in case you missed the first video I have. It's like the 52-minute one. You can still catch me doing it. Makes me feel more confident that I'm not going to get infection and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, keeping it clean. These ones, because they have less iodine on them, I try to find the pin sites that have like the least amount of redness or junk on it, or if there's a lot of junk on it and it's not super red and I'm not worried about infection, I can the stick is a little bit more solid than these plastic swab sticks. They work good though. Some are cheaper than others. Hopefully you can see all this. I can't really twist my leg a heck of a lot. And you want to make sure you're in a clean environment. Just where I'm sitting's clean. Anything drops on the ground, obviously, you do not want to touch your wound sites. It's safer to, even if you're running low on supplies, it's safer to throw it away and get another one out, and don't chance messing up your leg and having a hospital visit that you don't want to be at and waiting in a waiting room and all that. When I first got the surgery done, I thought I had a blood clot because my toes were super cold. So read your paperwork. Read it ahead of time. Read it while you're sitting around. Hopefully me having my headlamp on helps. I would get a headlamp if I was you. This is one I had from a broken helmet that I had to clean. So I didn't touch it and then touch something on my leg and get an infection. Just being pretty cautious. The whole safe and sorry saying comes into play. I'd rather be too safe, because I'm going to be real sorry if I'm not. And I would watch to make sure if somebody's cleaning it for you, they're getting all the pin sites, and I don't like them using the same swab. I don't think it's worth it saving a couple bucks or whatever it is to possibly have an infection and an issue. I didn't look into what all could happen after it gets infected, but I did see some videos that you might have seen them too, but it will freak you out. I was told not to watch anymore before I got the surgery because it was that bad. I was debating even getting it, but I'm almost out of the woods with the Fixator at least. So those are the iodine swabs I use. The next supply you need is your drain sponge, split drain sponge. This is a 4-inch. For some reason I got sent a bunch of sterile 4-inch ones instead of the 2x2. I think I got shorted. Double check your supplies. And with this one, I'm just going to cut it into 4 and then make my own slice. I'll split it myself. There's 2 in a pack, so I'll get 8 out of that, which is nice. And I'll just go ahead and get all 8 of them ready. That way I can just slip them on real quick. You really can't be in a hurry doing all this, so take your time. You don't want to be rushing into an infection. We're trying to get away from having leg problems, so I'm trying to get through the video quick. So I'll just take all of them, or half of. This is like 1 pad altogether, and I'll cut it like that. They don't have to be perfect. And your pin sights might be real close, so you might have to do it a certain way to get it to work out. Some of them I could do a little skinnier. One side would be fatter than the other. It really just depends on your situation. And another thing I didn't really talk about in the other videos is creating a good diet, following the diet that is best for you to lower your cholesterol. That's on a whole nother level. I need to watch my cholesterol and stuff like that, not eating processed foods and being on a really high protein diet. Protein's the most important thing going into my body to help for this healing, and the vitamins and nutrients. And you got vitamin D. I take a supplement. Vitamin C helps with the collagen, and I also take a zinc. It's a zinc complex, 3 times complex, that has vitamin C, which has been known to help with pain, and it's supposed to help with the collagen shakes that I drink. That's like when your bones healing back up. It should help. It does help, I mean, for the healing process, because it's collagen in between that fracture that's trying to seal your leg back up. So I take the complex, which is vitamin C, zinc, and copper. Those 3 are vital to help with the collagen to do its job. I don't know all the science behind it, and if I did, I don't remember it all right now. That's all stuff that I hope saying it will help get you set up. One thing I do keep around is this little cup, and I wash it out and make sure it's sanitized. And then I'll take, when I'm using the saline, at the moment I'm not, but I do with those Q-tips. It's just, I hate wasting a package of the swabs. If it's a 3-pack, those are the most helpful, but I hate opening one and then having one of the swabs go to waste. It's good if you dropped one, you could just bust open another pack, but you can squirt that into the package when you dip the Q-tips in there. The last 2 Q-tips, I'm doing 11 pins. You might have a different number. The cup needs cleaned though, so I'll have to make sure I wash that saline bottle off ahead of time, because I put it in there. just little stuff like that. It goes a long way. You really got to be careful. Now I'm going to show you one way I can. I'm not trying to save supplies because I have a decent amount of supplies. You might be in a pinch where you're trying to get the most out of what you have and not increase infection, but you're trying to save like something. I hate the idea of that just because you might not save your leg if you're more worried about saving some supply. But I have been in a pinch where I don't have that good of an option. If you're not leaking, these are gonna help with just a pad where I'm swelled up, and I feel like when I put them on there, I feel safer than just putting the conforming stretch gauze over top. So it pushes down on the swelling a little bit and seems like it reduces it from my experience. So this is what I was gonna show you, is because this is so close, these pins, and I don't have the bread tie or the split gauze holder for this middle one. I would normally put it in the middle, but because they're butting up to each other, so you technically do have one on there. And the conforming gauze, this is the conforming gauze, one of them. Here's a different brand. Make sure wherever you set it, it's somewhere clean. Not a dirty cover if you're on your bed. Looks like I have dripped a little iodine down here, but everything for the most part is clean. That I haven't really touched anything anyway. And if I do touch right here, I get out a sanitizing wipe, or I use a spray bottle with peroxide in it. Now I normally wrap up my knee. I'm going to show you, like, say you only got 2 of them. The main thing is, like, my foot's not super swollen. I really want to get my ankle wrapped up good today because it is swelled up, and that might be because I overdid it a little bit. Trying to get certain things done. It's been almost 5 months and I haven't really walked in the yard at all even. So you might be in a different circumstance where you can. My yard's not exactly level, so I just stayed out of the yard because I was in the level yard when I broke my leg originally. And that was back in 2023 of October. At the end, it wasn't even slippery out. People asked me if it was snowy at the time. No, it wasn't. It's just a freak accident, and now I'm really paying for it because this is my 4th surgery in less than 2 years, and hopefully I only have at the most 2 for the rest of my life after this, which I have a torn meniscus. And just if your knee's bothering you after you get a rod put in, like it was for me, just try to press it as much as possible, telling your doctor exactly the symptoms, and after they want you to go to physical therapy and all these things, which I feel like could have made it worse. And after, if it doesn't help, then they'll do some MRI, which to me, I think that's more reactive than proactive. But it costs money to get it covered, so hopefully your insurance will cover it and your doctors helping you out like they should be. No, I pretty much did that. I kind of, normally I would wrap it up a little bit more, but if it was worst case and you got a 4-inch conforming stretch gauze, you might be able to do that area, but I need to make sure I do my foot as well, and I would normally do my knee, but right there I was just trying to show you how you could make it stretch out, no pun intended, with the conforming stretch gauze. I didn't get in between the pin sights, and that's real important. So that's how stuff can get in there, and if there's anything on your ace bandage, which now I'm thinking I don't have ace bandages ready. You want to make sure all your supplies are ready, and maybe it's a good thing, because even somebody that's been doing this for over 4.5 months still has a little slip up here and there. So I'm just making sure I'm weaving in between. This one, maybe I'll just weave it in between that and go right back up. Bring this one over. There's an area that's opened up down there at the bottom. I don't think you can see it, but I'm gonna cover that up too, and it's not fully covered, and if it looks all weird, you're gonna go back over it. There's enough of this conforming stretch gauze to wrap over top of that. If you're a perfectionist, you might be better at it than I am. I want it perfect, but it might not end up looking perfect every time. As long as it works, covers up all those pin sights good. Got my ankles wrapped up pretty good. And I got my foot done, so you might need 2 packs of the split gauze, the drain sponge, the 4x4. You might only need 1. It just depends on you. I was trying to make sure I was thinking of different things that I didn't think of in the other videos that I'm going to end up posting. But that's it for the stretch gauze. And I should put a painting up or something that I do. I do music and painting and all that type of stuff. Show it off. So I'll make sure my supplies are readily available next time. And you're going to have times where you're hurting so bad that you didn't think of something, and I am definitely in some pain right now, but normally I'm pretty good about remembering my supplies. This time I'll show you what I have to do after I wash them, and I'll put them on an extra delicate cycle further dry. Looks like it drips a little bit of the iodine. Okay. Now these aren't rolled up, so would it be better if I don't roll them up? I don't think so. So I would just hurry up and roll these things up. I don't know if staring at this while I do it helps, or showing you what I'm doing here. I'm just rolling these things up. I'm trying to think if there's anything I had forgot. Sometimes you can, when you roll them up, you can make it so they're not as fat by doing it like this, so it stretches it out. Not exactly stretches it out, but it doesn't make it as fat, so then it's easier. I'm gonna head back. I'm trying to think I think there's a workout tool that you do. It's an arm workout where you're rolling something back up onto a rod or something like that. It's kind of like that. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and start up by the knee. Feels too tight. Back your little bread ties off a little bit. Looks like you didn't tell me I missed that spot. Yeah, and sometimes you'll wrap it up and it'll be wrapped around the adjusters, which are these. I believe they're called adjusters. That's where the screws are. When you get this, you'll probably, if you're trying to get a leg extension surgery, this is technically that's what it was. I extended out my leg and then moved it over because it was 15 degrees off. This is a little easier to do because of the way that I rolled up the ace bandage. And I want to make these videos as quick as possible and an easy to understand situation, because when you're trying to get it done, I'd be dripping sweat, just worried that something was gonna happen. And just be intentional about how you're doing stuff, and know that it's not always gonna be perfect, but you can definitely perfect it. Like with this one, I wish I could just keep them flat. I haven't really figured that out. So I'm gonna keep making sure I move it a little bit up, and then after it gets up maybe like an inch and a half, I'll head all the way back to the other way so that it fits in between the pin sights. And hopefully this helps somebody out that's going through it. You might be living alone, you might have somebody to live with, and they get sick from watching you do it, or they're too scared to screw you up. You'll at least be able to guide them if you're hurt. I'm just gonna set that right there like that. That way it butts up against both pin sights. And then bring it back up so it fully covers your leg. Nothing, it's a barrier, so any outside source can't find its way into the holes in your leg, your holy church legs. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Sometimes I get quiet because I'm on the verge of hurting myself by pushing too hard, or I gotta get it through a small space, and I don't want a chance not concentrating on what I'm doing. But for the most part, I try to think of why I didn't do these videos in the beginning, because I was still learning and they were scary. I was told I should write about my experiences. Maybe one day, if I have. Who knows if anyone's ever gonna see them, but hopefully somebody I love will give me my son. If he wants them. And just make sure you're not doing it too tight. It feels like I might have got that one too tight, so bring it back a little bit if you have to. I'm gonna go ahead and, since I went over top right here, I can go under, and then inside there, go up and back down through, because there's kind of I can see some of the conforming stretch guys in between the pin sight there. Bring it around the back, and one cool thing about the Velcro is, because if you end up in a spot where one of the pin sights is that needs coverage, because it's like this, it makes it kind of difficult to get it to Velcro down. You just fold it over, just set it down. That's how I do it. I guess you could twist it. It's really your preference. And then the quickest one, I don't want to roll this one up just because I want the video to be on the tail end here, so I'll just show you what I'll do. I don't like, one thing I do with my foot is I try to, I might have to roll it a little, sorry. I try to wrap it one time before I Velcro it, because it'll start itching your foot or poking at your foot with the Velcro, so I might as well just, I don't think I showed that in any other video I've done.